I'm here. I don't know if I want to be here. Yeah, maybe like an 8 a.m. Sunday ride, not 7 a.m. Like, I'm tired today. I didn't sleep well and my legs are like beat from yesterday. Oh, shit. Are you? Oh, awesome. Well, and I heard the stage is, because it has the most massive flywheel, has a tough time like being perfect. Like it very like no. Well, and then it's kind of like, because like on the kicker, if you do erg mode and you're in the big ring, when the flywheel spins up so fast, it fluctuates a lot more. And so with the stages, you have like the biggest flywheel you could possibly get. So it's just like electromagnets trying to slow down electromagnets trying to slow down a gigantic flywheel. It's not going to be perfect. Pretty cold in here, man. It's pretty cold. But it still is probably pretty good, because like you're still with erg mode, you're probably gonna, instead of like a perfect erg mode fluctuates 1 to 2 watts, and the stage's bike might do 5 watts, which is still like,
it might be more than that. Like I say, when I was trying erg mode yesterday, it didn't even look like it was in erg mode, but I also didn't maybe give it enough time to stabilize.
Yeah,
but then,
I
like
turned erg mode on.
I was reading, it was like the stages, there's some things I can try in terms of setup too, but the stages, people were saying that, you know, the resistance of the flywheel will be consistent, but your readout won't be, because you're just not consistent. Like,
well, it also has like it's measuring power at the cranks and the flywheel.
That's exactly my point. Yeah. So the readout that you're seeing on the screen is actually the crank reading. And yeah, so it might actually have steady 200 watts at the flywheel, but I mean, well, you like when you're pedaling, you're not producing 200 watts every second, right? Like even on your pedal stroke, there's fluctuations, and that's apparently what stages riders see. So it might be better in Swift with the 3 second smoothing, but RGT doesn't seem to have that option. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think, yeah, it's weird. Well, the 3 second smoothing thing is like a visual, like, because it's still recording.
Yeah.
But it's visually, it's only giving you. Yeah, interesting. It's like RGT is just like.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, this course looks really good at the start.
And not good later. It's like a bad hill. I haven't figured out how to set up the steering yet on this thing. I was Googling it, and I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, it's real. Sorry, go ahead.
I have these 2 buttons, and I can't figure out how to map them.
Yeah, and I just realized my Stream Deck steering thing is not going to work.
Oh.
Because,
steering, you mean?
Well, for it to work, I have to have RGT in the foreground, but I have my streaming software in the foreground so I can sort of monitor the stream. And so what happens is the A and D keys, I'm looking at the streaming software, not RGT. Like if I maximize RGT, the buttons totally work. But as soon as I maximize the streaming software, then the buttons don't work. So I'm going to be back to the phone, which the phone is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll be grabbing at the keyboard, so
I might look up some buttons, because they sell like single button like keyboard keys. I might look for something and like stick them on the hoods or something like that. It's like double-sided tape while I'm indoor. I was kind of iffy about steering until yesterday. Steering was awesome.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, I was the same. I'm like, I don't want to bother with that.
Then you realize, like, it's like people riding a mountain bike in Zwift, or riding road bikes in the jungle. That's what steering was like.
Morning.
Morning.
Just made it.
You don't want to cut it
13
close.
seconds. Well, cutting it close, that reminded me of all the times we tried to do a Zwift meetup. When they first came out with meetups, and it was like everyone was always 30 seconds late.
Yep. And then I'd lose my shit.
And then you have to make a new meetup.
And then people would be late again. I'd lose more of my shit.
It was like half an hour before the ride actually starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I set erg mode to 170. I don't think I want to do any more than that.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Peter, are you in RGT or what are you riding this morning?
I'm in RGT.
Good. I'm on the Stages bike finally.
How is it?
It's good. Yeah, it's I mean, so far, yeah, it's nice. It's super quiet. I was just telling Lee though that the erg mode doesn't seem that good yet. I'm not familiar with it. And the take on it is that it's choppy, but
Okay.
from what I've been reading, it's me that's choppy. In other words, riders on Stages bikes, they see their instantaneous real-time power, but the flywheel is consistent. So it just doesn't have a software output smoothing algorithm like the Wahoo or Tax. Because I'm in erg mode now, and it feels very consistent, but I'm watching my power fluctuate plus or minus about 10 watts, even more actually. Man, that's a long climb at the end.
Yes. Looking at the way the map is, it looks like the entire elevation gain is in that one climb.
Those big mountain climb.
Maybe my legs will warm up and feel better.
see, after that huge climb, we have a little climb at the end because I guess life's not hard enough.
RGT loves that. They love the end climb.
They do. I love it. Yeah, you're right. I'll probably turn erg mode off for the climb and just see what it's like climbing.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. It's just frustrating in erg mode doing long climb like that because you're going so slow.
Oh, that too, yeah. Wait, are you working today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bob seemed busy yesterday. Is that usual?
I don't know. Yeah. What was yesterday? Yesterday was Saturday, so yeah. Yeah, it can get like that sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to see.
Yeah.
Are we talking?
Maybe if people realize he's getting paid, they'll expect him to carry more tools and spare stuff. Oh, you're my personal tool person and bike fixer on this ride? I'm 124. Yeah, I think for me, yesterday was harder than the championships. Because the championships, I realized I wasn't making any gain on you guys. So I just shut it down and cruised for the final 5-6K. Where yesterday was a full effort all the way to the finish. Oh, that would have been awesome. I'll take a win if I can get a win. Yeah, exactly. I'd rock the crap out of that jersey at the donut shop. Oh, totally is your shoes. Yeah, the pictures. Yeah. Yeah, you can't get too consistent with that. And you don't get a even consistent grind. Like, no one can ever press the button. You know, you end up with chunks, and then you end up with like icing sugar. Yeah, I have actually I bought it at Costco on sale for like 25 bucks. Does the job. I also say at work I use a hand burr grinder. Yeah, just for single serve, it's easiest because I'm still drinking decaf, but yeah, Level Ground, the company that gave us all coffee at Tour de Victoria, they make a really nice decaf. Yeah. Well, what's good about coffee too is there's so much sort of science behind it. It's like doing a science experiment every time where you write down how long you poured the water over and then you'll try to remember how it tasted and you're like, well, next time I'm going to do 35 seconds. Yeah. It's actually off at the moment, and there's just one dude. I don't think he's even paying attention. Is this too early in the morning for people to wake up and watch people playing video games? I should give you, I got a bag of level ground beans that is the caffeinated kind. So I'll probably go back eventually. Actually, I was going to use it for the national championships, but it's like I'm in too deep. Yeah. For me at work and stuff, it was mostly just routine. It's not that I needed the caffeine. I just drank coffee because it was something to do while I'm like at work on the computer. And oh, I drink like 5 or 6 cups a day. Yeah. I just found that like over time, you know, I was drinking it right till like bedtime almost. You know, it was just drinking it to drink it because I was just like at work and like sipping on coffee while I'm on the computer, lickety clacking on the keyboard. Definitely not catching anybody doing 170 watts. Yeah, 127. Like I'd kind of catch somebody and then they would pull away and then I got passed by 3 guys all in a pack. I kind of tucked in behind them to draft, but they were going a bit too fast. My willpower is strong these days to follow the plan rather than get caught up trying to get a higher placing. Well, I'll give you a big bag of it today at some point. I got to do some errands. It's been in my pantry, but shouldn't really stay in the pantry for months and months. Oh, I don't want it. I don't want it to go like to waste because, I mean, at some point I'll drink caffeine again, but like, do I need a 3-pound bag of it sitting in the pantry? Sounds good. Well, it would suck like if it got damaged during transit. Thing weighs so much. Hey, Doc. Yeah, it's like jerks. Yeah, it's 2 minutes. If you don't touch the steering for 2 minutes, it'll go to auto avoidance.
Take off, you hoser.
Yeah, I wish it would be adjustable, like 30 seconds or 15 seconds. Because yeah, 2 minutes is definitely a long time. Oh, I just passed someone with my steering skills. Oh, I freaking love the steering. Did that crit race yesterday. I was like cutting corners. I was like diving for the inside line. It was awesome. Yeah, there was so much steering yesterday. And it was nice doing multiple laps because you could really practice on the same turns over and over again. Yeah, I just think it came on so quick. Like they didn't really give anyone a grace period. It was like, bam, here you go. You gotta steer. But I mean, in the crit yesterday, I was kicking ass. You can definitely, on turns that would auto brake you, you can definitely carve a line and not get auto braked. Yeah, well, that's the thing is people setup suck. Like my keyboard is over here, but I have my phone on my stem, so I can press the button on the stem. Like here, we got a corner coming up. Bam. Look at that line. And so I think once people adjust to the proper setup, yeah, like everyone is like, yeah, if I was doing A and D over here, that would suck. Another turn, boom, turn. And I was in the middle of a crit race. I was pretty much dying, and I was still steering. It actually gave you something to think about rather than the pain. But I did notice the more tired I got, the sloppier the steering got. I like to look up buttons I like to put buttons on the hood or something, like double-sided tape. There was times, if you timed a corner right, you would actually accelerate through the turn. Like I was putting gaps on people. Even if they were steering, I was putting gaps on them with better steering. Like I was trying to hit. Oh, broken? That sucks. Like, how does that get fixed? Like I have DI2 on this bike, and there's little buttons on the tops of the hoods. And it'd be nice if, well, that's what I was thinking, like the little buttons on the tops of the hoods, if I could reprogram those for steering. Well, I like that they're not giving people a choice. Yeah, I'm at 16.1K. You know, Zwift was too wishy-washy. Zwift is too wishy-washy with everything. They're like, oh, yeah, the Wahoo steer sits on a handlebar mount and it tips. And the thumb pads are right beside the hoods. So you can just kind of like keep your hands on the hoods, and seems like it works really awesome. See, the Zwift implementation of steering was really good. The Steerzo was awesome. You could just steer just a little bit or a lot. It's just that Zwift never allows steering. Like, come on, dudes. People are literally going out and buying like $130 steering devices, and you freaking can't steer anywhere. Like, I feel every group ride, steering should be enabled. It's a freaking group ride. It's not a race. Like, I understand promoters could maybe yes or no it in races, but steering in Zwift should be open all the time. All the time. If I go in the Tour de Zwift, Stage 7, Scotland, steering should work. Because it's like a Fondo group ride. It's not an actual race. Because I say the steering in Zwift is actually pretty kick-ass. No. Yeah, there's no, it's, your guy will not steer unless you tell it to steer or you move them. So auto avoidance, what that is when that turns on, if you come up behind a slower rider, it will move you around the rider. But other than that, if a group passes you, you got to tuck in and get in on the draft. No. I see a lot. Well, I could see like a hybrid model that if you steer, it overrides the system. Then if you don't steer for, say, a minute or 2 minutes, it goes back to the original way it was. Yeah, that was hard. There was quite a few people, actually. It was the app. If you had the app open, it screwed up the non-steering. Right now, I'll bring you tea in 29.3 kilometers. Oh, for the E-Fondo series here? Yeah, Oh, nationals? No, everyone on the list was in the results. It was a slightly low attendance this year due to the hoops. People had to jump through. People were super mad about the hoops, but the hoops actually weren't really a big deal. Oh, 100%. It was the most fair because every single person jumped through those hoops. So no one was lying about their weight. No one was lying about the power they can do. Well, I mean, maybe they still could.
I was looking at the results thinking we should have started with Levi riders.
Yeah. Become the winningest club in Canada. It's like, oh, we have 25 finishers in the top 10 nationals.
Well, that's the thing, is nationals was open to anybody as long as you jumped through the hoops.
Yep.
So the people who didn't jump through the hoops, they lost. Brad's fourth in Canada. He beat everybody.
We're fourth and fifth in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People could have been in the race. There's lots of people faster than us, but they didn't show up. And now our names are forever on that finishing list.
I love that.
Show my grandkids.
Show your kids, don't even wait.
No, my kids don't care. It's not a popular sport yet. If it was something popular. Because even at work, I'm like, oh, what did you do on the weekend? I'm like, oh, I raced nationals. Oh, how'd you do? I'm like, oh, I got fifth. Everyone's like, oh, interesting.
I plan to be a real dick about it all summer for comedic value. Namely, like, I'm going to give people training advice, and if they argue, I'm going to be like, did you come in fourth in Canada in the national competition? It's like, it took me years to get here.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny is up until like the night before, there was only Brad and I.
Yeah. There
Because the sign-in procedure was a little bit wonky. Is you had to register on this bike registration website, and then they sent out a link to join the actual RGT race. And people weren't joining the race, so Brad and I had a countdown because I kept on hitting refresh. And I'm like, Brad, it's me and you. It's only me and you so far. And it wasn't until like 9 o'clock the night before that, you know, a bunch of other people joined up. One of the guys joined like the morning of.
Yeah.
Probably just got off and was logging on to RGT. Oh, Nationals are going on. Maybe I'll give that a go.
Well, it is known. A lot of people do register months ago, and then something comes up and they actually can't do it.
Yeah.
Does kind of look like Cedar. I don't know, I'm in Maryland. Waiting to cut this corner. The next turn is a left turn. So I like cut the corner and then cut the next turn. You're allowed to ride all over the road. The next turn's right. I cut across. Boom. The road is closed for this event. Actually, this hill might not be super bad because we've done 240K. I'm definitely not going to forget.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, and so the total on the stage for climbing was 800 and something meters.
Yeah, so we've already done 240. So
yeah, maybe it just looks bad because it's comparison to all the flat.
So, and there's a little bit more hill climbing before the big hill starts.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be like 500 meters. It's like a half alp.
Yeah. Actually, there's some sections of climbing after too, so including a kick at the end.
This is almost like last week's course. Last week's course was very similar to this, where it was pretty flat, one big climb. You are my only viewer, and I appreciate all the views.
How did you find that one? How did you do in it?
I was trying to stay like 150 watts, so the climb took. Just get up. Just get up.
You're on mute again.
Sorry, I was talking to Tamara. She's my only viewer. She's lying in bed, chatting with me.
Did you overtake people at the end?
Oh, no, not really. I was super far back. The whole ride took me 2 hours and 45 minutes doing 150 watts. So the climb was excruciating. But the last week's course, the climb was almost right near the end. Where this one, we have like a big decent amount of downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be good.
I'm also doing 50 watts more than I was last week.
I'm looking forward to that downhill. I can turn off erg mode and coast and take a pee.
Oh, and beebs.
Not that you guys needed to know that, but there you go.
Well, I think the nice thing with RGT here is with the erg mode built into the game, you can stop pedaling and it just goes to 0. It actually has like, it has forgiveness Like, it's not forcefully trying to keep you at 170. Like, if I stop pedaling, my power drops to 0, and then when I re-pedal again, it's actually not hard.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was like Zwift, where basically it would lock you up.
No, it's like giving you like forgiveness in the ERG. Good. So really, you could coast down the hill, and as soon as you started pedaling again, I need to turn those alerts down. It startles me every time they go off. They're too loud in my ears.
Hammer time!
That one's not too bad. That one's not super loud. It's like the horn and the air raid siren. What I like doing this series is I recognize people's names now.
Just think of that.
Like, I'm catching up to this lady, G Bay, and I remember riding with them last week.
Oh yeah, nice. She was riding with me up here for a bit, and then fell off, which was interesting because she was shooting way ahead in the red zone, and then I would overtake her, and then she'd shoot ahead again.
There's a time limit.
She's running out of juice.
I'll refund your points after. You can't spam it. There's like a 5-second or 10-second gap between them. And if you press it while it's in the cooldown period.
Man, I'm doing, around 200 watts. I'm going up the first tiny little red section, 7 kilometers an hour. Jeez. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn erg off, I think, to climb.
Not done. Prevent the spam. Well, maybe after I'll turn the cooldown to less. Just for you.
I don't think I'm going to make it to the top before I have to log up.
Oh,
Peter.
You can make it, Peter.
Well, I've got 8.5k to go to the top of the climb.
Oh, crap. That's a long.
Yeah, and it takes. I can do out to Zwift in, I think, just under an hour. So, yeah, there's no way I'm going to get this done.
I like how in RGT they have a halfway banner. It's this big purple banner being like, you're halfway. That is young Peter, not old Peter.
I was looking at the wrong thing. I've only got 4.5k to the top of the climb.
His mic is a bit garbled.
Oh, that's good. You might have
it's running through noise cancellation.
Oh.
So it's gargling him a bit because he's got a ton of background noise. So yeah, this is going to be like well over 2 hours. because I'm at the 55-minute mark. Just hit the halfway point, and we got this big ass hill.
Yeah.
This hill is going to add half an hour, so this is going to be another 2.5 hour ride.
Yeah, it's a tough one for sure.
I can't go any faster. I have it in a mode where it just keeps me at 170 watts.
Tells you can't
trying to
go
do
for zone 2 today. Hey,
endurance riding.
What the plan is telling you, is that why you're sticking to that?
Well, it actually told me not even to ride.
Okay.
It was like, well, it doesn't say that. Like, I'm in the red, but it says, I'll tell you exactly what it says here. Training. Active recovery, it tells me to do. And actually, I shouldn't be doing 120 watts is what it wants me to do. Damn bike hole. So I'm kind of cheap. Oh. Oh, that stupid horn. Mara trying to like scare me off the bike. How are you guys doing this morning? They definitely are. Oh, nice. Well, have a good one. I haven't even hit the red section of this climb, and I'm only doing 6.5K. What? Peter, you failed the Alp?
I'm trying this out of erg mode. Yeah, it's interesting. I would say, contrary to what other people are
sub
saying,
60, yes.
It responds too quickly.
I have never got a sub 60.
Changes in slope.
62.30, I think, is like my personal record. It pains me to watch this segment time because I'm going so slow. I have the power. I don't have the weight. Especially right now. Yeah, my fastest Alp when I did a 62.30, I averaged 290 watts. for the 62 minutes. Weight is totally an excuse. I think right now, if I was to try to pull off a sub 60,
I don't know about this.
Yeah, I think I was around 97 kilograms at that attempt. I'd have to do like 330 watts right now.
It's good to have that sort of.
I can't even do 330 watts for 5 minutes.
Response. It's just funny that erg mode is so choppy, but like the minute, this very second, like it switches from like so I just went from 9% to 3%, and it like switched this second on a dime. So
I wonder if there's a smoothing setting somewhere.
Yeah, in RGT I was looking for settings like that, but I think I'll have to find something, or I'll just keep riding in erg mode. So
maybe there's something on the bike.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, with the Stages app, I was looking. I didn't see anything.
Let's see if there's a firmware update or something. Maybe.
I was reading that I updated firmware last night. I guess
pretty true. Things are getting
Rainmaker had noticed some similar things about it, and he said that Stages told them they were planning some updates. So hopefully that'll be addressed. I mean, the hardware is really beautiful. It's working really well, and it's just that the way it's interacting with RGT is not optimal.
I think part of the problem too is it's nice having that massive flywheel, but at the same time, I think a massive flywheel also can cause some issues.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I would have assumed that the big flywheel would have made it smoother.
Well, it should. If the flywheel's moving at a decent pace, it should smooth things out.
Yeah, but like I say, I'm noticing very rapid response and resistance to changes here in RGT, which, like I said, I mean, that's probably some of my operator error. Like I should probably be anticipating this like you would in real life, you know.
Like when you see that little white beam of light from the sky showing an elevation change.
Yeah, I better shift, right?
Oh, it covers an extremely large range of gradients.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm just noticing that too.
It went from 15 to 5 to 1.3, and the color didn't change.
Well, I like the climbing feel of this bike when it's on a steady incline. That feels pretty good.
I think if you're just on a steady pace, the flywheel can just spin along happily without being tried to be slowed down by the system.
Yeah. Then I can also stop fucking around with gears, which, that's a learning curve too.
Oh, like, oh, because it's like the virtual gearing.
Yeah. I mean, the shifting works well. I'll say that. It's definitely responsive. I'm going to get hooked on buttons and I'll want DI2.
Yeah, you will.
I already do. What am I talking about?
It's gonna
You
take
guys think?
forever.
No, go ahead, Lee.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm doing like 7K an hour. It's putting along.
Yeah, good. Not going fast. For riding up Mount Washington, what do you guys think is the best time of year to avoid horseflies? Early?
Probably.
There's a surprising amount of interest in revisiting that.
You know, like as soon as the snow melts and it warms up slightly,
That might be best.
like
Yeah,
early June.
I think they used to do the race in May or early June.
Oh, is it that early? That might have been why.
Yeah, well, I never noticed horseflies when I did it.
I think I went up it in July, end of July, last summer, and I was plagued, absolutely plagued. Sorry, Peter, you got choppy there.
I'm going to get to the end of the time segment and then let off.
Okay.
The elevation gain moves way too slow.
Yeah. I'm on the last chunk of red on the climb, just sort of a quarter of the way into it from that little blip of yellow, and I'm at 495 meters climbed.
Like every 6 seconds, the meters go up by 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's me.
Here, go see it.
Well, good job, Peter.
See you in a bit. I'd say more, but I hit an 18% section.
Not an easy one.
Holy, I was just going to complain that it doesn't feel like the flywheel puts out enough resistance on even like 10% sections, but boy, I felt that one. I don't think, yeah, it's weird. It's like 10% doesn't feel hard enough. Like going up the Alp at 10%, I feel it. I'm on 12% right now, and I'm pretty happily spinning at like 220 watts. I don't feel much resistance. I mean, I can gear up and get it, but I would have thought I'd have to be down in my lowest gear.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll quit whining about this. I just, it is just going to be a learning curve, and hopefully some software updates. I will say I like the stability of the bike. I found the kicker. It definitely wobbled a bit where I had it.
Well, you ain't falling over when your bike weighs 130 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
I see you on the rider list.
Can you see me?
Well, no, on the app I can. You're exactly a kilometer ahead.
Oh, yeah. Can you friend people on the app?
I think so.
Always know where they are.
No, I don't think there is any like friends in RGT.
All enemies.
I can see people, but and you can like type to like general chat.
Oh yeah.
So what elevation are you at? Being about a kilometer ahead?
586.
Oh, you're like it's about 100 meters more than where I'm at. Are you almost near the finish of this red section?
Yeah, I'm just about to transition into the yellow.
Oh, okay, nice.
Like, to me, I shouldn't be having to shift up on 7.5%. Right?
No.
That should be in my granny gear. I
Already.
should feel resist. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe I have the gearing set up incorrectly. I thought
You
I
got
set it
super
in the
mountain
app.
bike gearing.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, that could be exactly it.
You got like an 1150 on the back.
I thought I'd put it to 1534, 34 on the back, or 32, I forget, but it doesn't feel like it.
Oh, I'm currently second to last place.
What position is that?
119th. A bunch of people must have dropped out because I was scrolling on the rider list and it won't scroll down. I'm like, oh, crap. There's only 120 people.
I don't see any dot. Everyone's on the climb. Like,
I think it's just like people like Peter where they ran out of time and have to log off. Because
yeah, probably.
I was 127th before and there was like 10, 15 people behind me.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe people hit this climb and were like, nah, I'm out.
Well, I mean, that happens in Zwift too, right? We see it where everyone, when a route has the Alpe d'Huez Zwift, right? they punch it and then they hit the first leg, and they're like, no.
Yeah. Oh, I can't believe this segment has 3 kilometers left. Are you kidding me? On this segment for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's taken forever. My legs are tired.
I feel really good. Heart rate is really good. It's just boring.
Yeah. It's like Vaughn too.
Like, I know this is what I should be doing, but it's boring.
Yeah.
And my brain says, turn ERG off so you can go hard.
Well, that's kind of what I'm doing, just because, you know, I can't take it. Also, I didn't work as hard as you did yesterday. I gave up.
What sort of shows is like, if you can draft, there's some big benefits. But
Yeah.
when you're riding with the group that's not really being super consistent and surging, as soon as you lose that wheel, man, you get spit off the back.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what real life crits are like as well. Happens to me all the time.
I was telling Peter yesterday at the shop, I'm like, oh yeah, it was a good reminder of why I don't ride crits in real life.
Yeah.
Because I don't really, well, like I was saying yesterday, I don't have that like sudden shot of power. It doesn't really, I don't seem to have that fast twitch profile that can produce that sort of output and then recover. A more diesel engine kind of thing. Boy, someone's smoking pot out there. It reeks.
But they need to like crossbreed non-stinky marijuana.
Yeah. It's 8:30 on Sunday morning though. What the fuck? That doesn't seem like a morning activity, but I guess wake and bake has been a thing.
The hill's so steep, I'm doing 3K an hour.
Nice.
That 19% section.
Oh yeah.
The good thing with these Fondo series thing is kind of kicked you into overdrive with doing long rides.
Totally did. Yeah.
I would have never been doing 2+ hour rides in January.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The nice thing about doing so much zone 2 is it seems like when I just have to pedal and not think, even without erg mode, it's kind of easy to fall into that wattage band that I kind of want to maintain. Like my legs just sort of know what it feels like.
Oh, it totally does.
I'm at that first little red blip in that green section,
Oh, yeah.
and my climbing's at 681.
Yeah, I'm at 585. I'm almost done the red.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing with doing base, is you can have a ride like yesterday and follow it up with easy.
Yeah.
Like I'm putting strain on the system, but I wouldn't say that this is hard. And my heart rate is 138, doing 170 watts.
Yeah.
And I guess and to be able to get this much load in week after week, just doing sort of zone 2 is decent, because once the training program starts ramping up to sort of giving you more intervals, the load will increase, for the time that you're on the bike.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So it's like to get, like 312 load last week. There was a race involved, but the race was 2 hours out of the 6 that I rode.
Right. Yeah, so you're maintaining your intensity to base balance pretty reasonably. I'm going to let myself do intensity efforts here and there during base, like today on this hill. I'm going to see what happens if I just maintain that ratio in intervals, right? Where approximately by the end of every week, I have 80% zone 2. I'm not going to worry about making all my workouts like pure zone 2 versus pure intensity, but I think that should probably work. Just at least somewhat. I'm prepping myself for the variability of outdoor riding, right? Because I want to try and maintain those ratios outside, but you can't do a zone 2 workout outside in Nanaimo very easily.
No,
unless you ride
you
ENN over and over again.
Well, I think just the not riding in the junk zones.
Yeah.
Because that's what people get caught up all the time. Is right in that middle sweet spot zone. That it feels hard enough, but not too hard.
Yeah. And I think there's some value in being in that zone now and then. Like sweet spot is okay, but it's like when it's all you do, you're gonna wreck your training. Because you never, like we've said, you never go easy enough and you never go hard enough.
Yeah.
And it'd just be like if all you did was high intensity, yeah, you get fit and then you plateau. You just, it's all about pace.
You beat yourself down and you need more rest days.
Yeah.
Although I'm just crested into the yellow.
Nice.
11 kilometers an hour. The speed just doubled.
Boy, you can be going minus 8% and it'll show on green as green in RGT. That's funny.
Yeah, I found the negative elevation gain is a little wonky for colors.
Yeah.
Like it goes green, 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 then blue, or purple, or whatever that color is.
Well, I wonder what the decline will be on purple, because there's a huge section of purple there. And like I said, I was descending in some green and okay, I'm in purple now. It's minus 9.5, just a little section of purple.
So like green goes to minus 8. Actually, green goes from like +2 to minus 8.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they should probably change that a little bit.
It just feels mentally better to not be on that hill.
I bet.
Like I'm in ERG mode, so it doesn't really make a difference. I'm just like, off that hill.
It does feel harder though to be on a hill in erg mode for some reason, right?
Well, I think is because you look at your speed and you're like, man, I'm going 5K an hour. Like, come on, man. Elevation was going up 1 every 6 seconds. Like, you look at that segment on the lower map, that one segment has taken me half my ride.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still 1.2 kilometers from the finish of the segment, and I've been 44 minutes.
Oh, well, it all pays off, right?
Well, it certainly does. Thanks, Peter. I needed that. Most of the time, the light is after the sound every once in a while.
Yeah, very strange. There's not enough resistance on 6%, and there's like too much on 10, 12, you know, because I'm like spinning
the color change only lasts for 10 to 15 seconds.
You know, I'm doing 180 watts here, and maybe that is the flywheel spinning too much. But you would think that it would break it a bit more.
You put 5.5 kilometers on me going down that hill.
That's funny.
Just hitting the green section.
That said, I mean, I'm whining about the bike, but I know RGT, even on the Wahoo, it's sort of like it's showing 1% sometimes, and it's like, why does that feel so hard? Like it doesn't always match up, right?
Well, and then this is also a magic road. Some magic roads don't have the best smoothing.
Oh yeah, okay.
This one seems pretty decent, but been on some pretty bad ones.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on that big downhill now. Minus 13. Yeah. Definitely covering some distance. How many TSS are you at?
74.
Oh yeah.
Except I didn't update my FTP in RGT, so it's probably less than that.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure what I have. I think I have 270 something.
Now I have it at 250, but after that race yesterday, it bumped me to 260. Well, actually, no. RGT gave me an FTP bump. So it automatically does it in the game because I hit accept.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that. I probably haven't ever exceeded the fanciful number that I entered.
No, I've never seen it in RGT before. Because usually I'm doing like ERG workouts.
Yeah.
So that was the first time. And typically I have my FTP set probably higher than it actually is.
That's what I think I have happening too.
So I always had it set like, 270, 280, but I'm never exceeding that.
Right.
Yesterday they had the UCI World Esports Championships.
Oh, that was on Zwift, right?
Yeah. It was actually pretty good.
How did the Canadians do?
Eliminated pretty quickly. But the format was neat. It was a 3-race format. But so the first race was just like a standard road race, but only the first 30 people moved to the next round.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next round was a more hilly course. And out of the next round, only 10 people moved to the third and final round.
Okay.
And the third and final round was like a multi-lap crit where whoever was last got eliminated.
Oh, yeah.
And they only gave the guys, I think, 15 minutes between races.
Yeah.
So I was kind of I wasn't sure how it would go, but it was pretty darn entertaining.
Did they have to be on camera?
Yeah, they had cameras. So they showed like certain people. They had their wattages, their heart rates, their watts per kilo. I think the first elimination maybe shouldn't have been so many people.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was something like 90 people in the race. So they eliminated 60 on the first race.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay. That's quite a few. Yeah, that's a huge chop.
So it's like, and then
to make sure that people didn't ease up too much on the first section, right? Like,
yeah, it could have been. Well, the difference between first and 30th was under 2 seconds.
holy shit.
Like it was just a gigantic big blob with a sprint finish.
Interesting. How did you think the Zwift dynamics played out? What was your take on it?
It's very blobby still.
Oh, then okay.
Apparently they're testing Zwift Pack Dynamics 4.5 in certain events. And from people that I've known that have gone in those events, they said it feels pretty awesome. And when I say awesome, like RGT off.
Yeah. I mean, that might be what brings me back to Zwift, is if they actually figure out how to get that right.
Yeah. And it's so not right now. But,
well, it's irritatingly wrong is what the problem is.
But they gave, I mean, all the competitors in the World Championships, they actually had qualifying races, and then Wahoo sent everybody a Kicker V6 to race on.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
So everyone was on the same trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exciting. Like I was pretty on the edge of your seat because there was, I mean, it's neat when you get that many people who are that evenly matched.
Right.
You know, like with us racing, dudes are off the front and you're like, whatever, but the entire pack was like stayed so close together.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if that was part of Zwift's reason for doing those pack dynamics initially, right? Like, maybe they're, I don't know. I'm trying to give them excuses, but Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that.
I mean, the elimination race, that was pretty exciting. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, if you had too many people make it to the final round, the race would be way too long.
Oh, yeah.
And probably not as dynamic as it should be, because people would be like, well, but with only 10 people, it was just balls to the wall. Like, guys were just hauling ass. And so every time there was a sprint, one guy actually just went off the front and TT moded it. He ended up winning.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, to heck with this sprinting bullshit.
Right. Right, because he's probably similar to, well, you know, he obviously way better than me, but probably hates like super short, ultra high intensity efforts. Like, I hate sprints. I don't mind a time
what happens is, every time there was a sprint, the pack would slow down because everyone was recovering from the sprint.
Yeah.
So he just held, I think he attacked on the first sprint. So as soon as the first sprint was over, he just did like 5.0, 5.2 and just held it. And he just slowly, the pack would start to gain on him, but then there would be a sprint. So if you're in the pack, you're fighting for your life, not to be last. So you have to sprint.
Yeah, and then the pack would slow after that again, I bet.
Yeah, he would gain, like every time the pack slowed, he would gain 3 or 4 seconds on the pack.
Yeah, you see, because this has always been my contention, is that a steady, even pace in a pack that doesn't do that is faster than a pack that is a lot more, well, maybe adversarial, or, you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, because no one wanted to work to reel him in.
Yeah.
So everyone was just content to just do what they were doing instead of like, and then what happened was every elimination, the pack got smaller.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like 10 people, then 9, then 8, then 7. So the longer he stayed out, the less people there was to actually work together to, you know, chase him down.
Yeah. And it's true though, like, why would you work for a pack when they're just gonna, you know, conserve their watts, sprint, wreck the pack, and then you're gonna catch up to them and pull them again? It's like, why? It's, you know, I mean, I've ridden with people like that who just can't draft and they can't pull. Because you spend your whole time just kind of like watching them sprint off the front and then overtaking them when they're tired and then watching them sprint off again. It's like, why don't you just ride with me?
Yeah.
I'm doing steady watts here.
And I think with Zwift, people realize that the pack goes faster than a solo dude. So I'm wondering if the guys were sort of expecting at some point they would reel them in, you know, as a group of 7.
Right. Right, because of their stupid blob dynamics in Zwift. I'm surprised that didn't work, actually.
On the last little red bit, just before the big downhill. Can't wait.
Nice. What was the climbing total for this?
I thought it was 800 something.
Well, I'm at 883, and I'm 3 kilometers from the end, and there's a big climb at the end.
Oh, maybe it was 900 then.
It must have been. Because that climb looks like it's going to be about 80 or 90 meters at least. And I'm on a bit of a climb right now that barely even shows. I'm back in erg mode. I was frustrated by the constant resistance changes of this course, so it was just too much.
That wears you out too.
Yeah. Even on the climb, I'm like, oh, that'll be a nice steady climb, but it'd be like 12%, and then like in the middle of nowhere, like 0%. And
yeah.
But to me, that looks like an Alp style climb where it's like, okay, I'll have 2K of nice even 10%. But it didn't work out that way. So erg mode is actually pretty nice. Because, you know, like I say, I see my watts fluctuating, but the pressure at the wheel or on the pedals feels good, very consistent. And my heart rate is telling me I'm pretty solidly in my usual zone too. So. I don't know what your work's been like lately. Mine's been crazy. I have to do overtime again today. I'll probably be working all day after this. I'm gonna have to have a nap at some point, but it's getting towards the end of the fiscal year. So that's the end of March for me. And I don't know, man. It's like every day I log in and they're like, can you get this done ASAP? Sorry about the short notice, we're behind. It's like, does March 31st surprise you people every year or something? Like,
yeah, like, you know it's coming.
Yeah, it's on the calendar. And it was a year from the last March 31st. So,
yeah.
You know? And, you know, I'm stupid in a lot of ways. I see it coming and I plan. And then they look at my cues and they're like, oh, Temple's got capacity. He's quite, caught up on his goals. That's good. We'll give him all this shit from people who didn't bother. And it's like, what? What the fuck?
Why would they interrupt this downhill with a small climb? It's a bunch of BS.
It is. Are you on that little green and yellow bit?
Yeah, right in between the two big climbs.
Yeah, I see your little dot there, I think. Weird. It says time section, 4,996 meters. But I'm 1 kilometer from the end.
What? So, that's weird.
And on the map, I should be done the time section, unless they're, oh, I see, they're just giving me my time now, maybe. Maybe I just finished it.
There's a guy a few places in front of me. His last name is Adelwart, but his first name starts with an S.
Oh God.
So his name reads as Saddlewart.
Oh my God. I wonder if that
I'm
was
not sure if
intentional.
that's. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a real name or he made that up.
That just seems too apt. Like Dr. Johnson or Dr. Wang being a proctologist or urologist.
Yeah.
I mean,
In Powell River, we had a dentist called Dr. Smiley.
one of the vets I went to is named Dr. Finch. And I didn't make any jokes about her specializing in birds or anything, but I mean, obviously I thought about it. You on the blue?
Yeah, almost at the bottom of the blue.
All right, I know which dot's yours. Yeah.
You can overcome auto braking by doing awesome turns.
Really? That's interesting.
Because I guess I'm kind of straightening the line out a bit, but it started to auto brake me for a sec, and then it stopped as I was cutting across.
Oh yeah. I just mowed the shit out of this guy. Yeah. He passed me doing like 2.7. I'm at 2 watts per kilogram on the steep part. And then he got to the top and he's like doing 0.8. And I just tooed right past him.
Yeah.
So I think he'll squeak by me at the end. I have 300 meters left and it's just ridiculously steep. Do a little sprint to the end here. Just because I could make up 2 spots.
Nice.
Good. Good saddle on this bike. I'll say that. I like it quite a bit.
Oh, that's good. Usually they're the worst.
Yeah, no, it's even a Stages brand, which I thought would be shit, but no, it's nice and flat. It's a little narrower than I would maybe like, but looks like a 142 maybe. But actually it's pretty comfortable. And the adjustability is good. It's nice to have handlebars at a normal distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this actually. Last night I'm like, oh fuck, I think I wasted money. I should have just stuck with the kicker, but I'm pleased. I think I'll get better at operating it. I think I'll test it out in Zwift too, because I have to get it working for Cat.
Have no maintenance ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I also don't have like wax shavings all over it.
Yeah.
Which, I love a wax chain, but it was making a mess in here. All right, let's see. Alrighty, I'm off the bike. I'm gonna go scrounge for something to eat.
Sounds good. I got 4K left.
Yeah, that didn't take me long. 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes at most. Yeah, so if you want to bring that coffee by today, I'll be working, but I think you should just wait till we come over. Let's have why don't we have a night soon? Save you some driving and stuff.
Definitely should have it one soon.
I want to see your cats. I've been dying to see them.
Well, anytime you can drop by, because we're usually home doing nothing.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about a Catan night. I feel like we're enough out of the pandemic that it's probably okay.
Yeah. No, we'd be fine with that.
Alrighty. Yeah. Well, yeah, that'd be fine.
Consult the boss.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll have to talk to Catherine too. So same deal. But, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get to work and try not to fall asleep. I getting up so early when I start work.
Yeah. I think today's gonna be a nap day for me. I didn't sleep well Friday or Saturday night. Yeah, I did that last night too. I overate on Friday because we had like pizza and chocolate. And then yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that again. I had a horrible sleep. And I'm like, oh, look, I found a chocolate bar. Let's eat this at 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping this morning that I'd sleep right to my alarm at 6:30, but it was 5:45, and I was staring at the ceiling going, I may as well just get up. I don't really want to be up at 5:45 Sunday morning. Yeah. Oh no, I need crap time in the morning for sure. I definitely was that. But I usually can squeeze it out before, even if I get up at 6:30. I'm 6 a.m. That's like the time these days. I think it's like it's the lack of caffeine coffee, because it used to be not until I had my first cup of coffee. Now my body's just used to not having the coffee, and everything's evened out. Yeah. 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 Maybe. That'd be a good plan. Well, that's what I do for this Well, I don't sleep in my bike clothes, but for these Fondos, I have absolutely everything ready. Like, towels are out here, water's out here. It's like, get out of bed, clothes, turn the computer on, and we're good to go. Now they're done. Oh, this last 3 kilometers is the longest. Holy crap. 2.0, 2.6, 2.06. Yeah, I'm on the last little bit level section. Uh, 1/17th. Second to last still. Oh, like a kilometer and a half behind me. No, and for sure. L. Robertson, he is American. Could be. Yeah. Well, we did, on a few of these, we did pretty darn good for being like the heaviest guys. Oh, I'm passing G-Bay, 1.15 kilometers left. Just grabbed their wheel on that last downhill section. Oh, she sees me and she's like, oh man, she just kicked it up. Now she's doing 3.5 watts per kg. She thought she could rest. Oh. I can't. She just zipped away. It's about a 29-meter gap, and we're starting to climb the last hill. So she's going to pull away on me. Except she's doing 1.0 and I'm doing 1.6. Oh, that's me. Oh, I have music on the stream. I don't know if you need to log in. Just past her. I had to steer around her. Cocaine bear. Well, since I caught her and passed her, she hasn't gone over 1.1 yet. And I'm doing a steady ERG of 1.6. The only thing is, as this hits the red steepness, she might actually gain on me with this watch, just because she's probably way lighter. Oh, she hit 1.4. And yes. Yeah, there's a up to 8-second delay a lot of times on the stream. I turned Discord chat. Oh. You brought it up to match, but I'm still making distance on her. Oh, it's the slow race of the century. The last stage of the E-Fondo. G Bay versus El Zavaris. Oh, 4 kilometers an hour. So slow. Oh, yeah, no, I was trying to avoid the weird chat for you. Unless you mute the stream, otherwise you'll hear me twice. Oh, yeah, okay, that's better. Last 750 meters. Oh, my butt is just killing me. Yeah. Well, I have a feeling like when you're riding harder efforts, the force of your leg pushing down lifts your butt off the saddle. And when you're tired and doing entirely like zone 2, your whole weight is just on your ass sit bones. Yeah. Getting better though, because I'm at 2 hours and 20 minutes. My butt's killing me. A week or two ago, this was half an hour sooner. Man, yeah, she matched. She was actually doing more than I am. She's doing 2.0 now. Yeah. Oh, ERG. Yeah. Yeah. Well, oh, she's closed it down to 100 meters. Oh, she's gaining on me. She's doing 1.8. I'm doing 1.6. Oh, 90. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I got 125 meters left. And she's gaining hard, though. Oh, final 100 meters. Final 100 meters. She's got 70. G Bay. Now's the time. If there's ever you got anything left, give her. There's the shortcuts wave. Over and over again. It's like I'm giving the guns to the crowd. I'm going 6K an hour. I think I got her. I think I got this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, I won. I actually was worried there for a sec. I was like, oh, she is going to catch me. Ah. That was good. I'm tired now.